Here in the mountains, 15 retired New York firefighters coming together in Haywood County today to commemorate the 9/11 anniversary. As News 13's Samir Nafsi reports, they were attending an annual September 11th ceremony at the Clyde Volunteer Fire Department, where a permanent memorial stands.
About 100 community members gathering here at the Clyde Volunteer Fire Department to remember the lives lost during the terroristic attacks of September 11th, 2001. In 21 years since those attacks, emotions remain high for the firefighters that recall that tragic day. September 11th.
I think we all remember exactly where we were at.
Nearly 3,000 lives perished from the Twin Towers to Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and the Pentagon.
Well, you saw it on TV, but then when you got there and saw the size of it and the smells and just a whole host of really terrible things. And, you know, most fires you go into, you put them out and it's over. But in this case, it went on for several months.
As the world watched, first responders suiting up and heading into the aftermath of a terroristic attack.
It's incredible to reflect back on the 21 years, how much this nation has changed.
For retired Battalion Chief Thomas McKiernan, he was living out his childhood dream with his neighborhood friend, Tom Foley.
And we were, hell-bent on becoming New York City firefighters. We took the same test together.
Their childhood dreams would take a turn when tragedy struck the nation.
He happened to be working on that fateful day, 9/11. And sad to say, no one in that company survived.
Foley's brother, Danny, also a firefighter, helping to search for survivors.
Danny, believe it or not, was able to come across some of the remains of his brother, Tom.
Danny Foley would later die from a 9/11 related illness.
Excuse me for a moment. It is my hope that the events of September 11th will not be forgotten and that generations to come will continue to honor and understand the enormous sacrifices made on that day 21 years ago. It's a long time, but it seems like it was only yesterday.
And this marks the 11th 9/11 memorial service held by the Clyde Volunteer Fire Department.
In Asheville, city leaders gathering today to pay their respects to all the first responders working 9/11. News 13's Anjali Patel was there.
On September 11th, 2001, we all remember as the world froze in shock. On Sunday, the city of Asheville paying its annual tribute to the lives lost that day and to the first responders who couldn't stop that day, rushing to save others. The city's ceremony featured remarks from the city manager and public safety leaders. They said we will never be the same after that day, and we will never forget that day. They observed a moment of silence at 8:46 a.m. That's when American Airlines Flight 11 struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center. The devastating death toll from those attacks still growing 21 years later.
Many more died after September 11th during the rescue effort. The illnesses that occurred from those first responders that valiantly searched. Those losses continue into today.
The importance of those human beings taken of us for reasons so trivial and the wages of hatred and violence so profound. We should never forget how fleeting our time is together.
The city manager speaking on the courage of first responders that day and every day, thanking our local firefighters and police officers for all their sacrifices. Now, if you want to watch the whole ceremony, the full video is posted on City of Asheville's Facebook page.
Following that 9/11 memorial service, the Clyde Volunteer Fire Department honored Haywood County Sheriff Greg Christopher, who's retiring at the end of the year.
We'd like to recognize Sheriff Greg Christopher for his continued support throughout the years in our remembrance.
Prior to his role as sheriff, Christopher served as a state trooper for 30 years. He took over as sheriff in 2013 after Bobby Suttles stepped down. Christopher's law enforcement career spans 43 years.
Helping people means a whole lot of different things, but at the end of the day, law enforcement standing for what law enforcement is really supposed to be, that is protecting and serving our community. Hey, it's been an honor to be the sheriff here in Haywood County for the last 10 years. I've loved serving the people in this county.
Haywood County will elect a new sheriff in the November 2022 election.